Now, several hours earlier, another shooting in the city of Bridgeport, this one now turning into a homicide investigation. Police were called to State Street after many residents called 911 reporting shots fired. Officers found a car had crashed and the driver inside had been shot multiple times. He died at the hospital. That man was identified as 39-year-old Shamar Swinton. Right now, police are working several leads to try and track down a suspect in this shooting. But members of the community say something needs to be done in order to reduce the gun violence in the city.
These are ongoing issues and beefs that's been going on for several years, and people, whether it's division in what part of the city you're from or retaliation over a previous death, that's where it lies at. And, just being somebody that lives in Bridgeport, of this community, I know that, nobody wants to be the odd man out.
Now, anyone with information is being asked to call Bridgeport Police right away.